3 days ago, India crossed the 25 lakh mark of COVID 19 infections. Today, we crossed the 27 lakh mark. Hi, my name is Pallavi, and I sift through a lot of COVID 19 information and data to curate for you what's newsworthy. Today, the focus is mainly on India, specifically our death toll. Over half a lakh people have died till now. For the last 6 days, we have been reporting over 900 deaths every day. That's a big and unfortunate number. But since the pandemic began, there has been a constant worry that the death toll is an undercount, that we don't know the true scale of the human tragedy. This is not just paranoia, there is concrete data. Let me explain. When someone dies in India, family members have to register the death with the government. A medical practitioner has to certify the cause of death during the registration. Those deaths that are registered and certified as having been caused by COVID-19 then make it to the death toll. But at each step, we undercount. To begin with, deaths are not registered accurately anyway. There are only 7 states and UTs where over 90% deaths are registered. Reports released by the Census Commissioner's Office as recent as July 24th say less than 1 in 5 registered deaths is medically certified to denote cause. Now let's keep these two in mind and address 3 other facts. 1. Only 2% of the population has been tested for COVID-19. 2. Many states are not adding suspected COVID-19 deaths to the tally. And 3. A handful of states are attributing the cause of death to underlying comorbidities and not COVID-19. When we add all this together, the question clearly becomes, is India underreporting deaths? And by how much? And can we truly tout the low fatality rate? Mind you, this trend is not specific to India. In July, a review of the mortality data in 28 countries, excluding India, found at least 161,000 more people died during the pandemic than the official COVID-19 death counts reported. The official death toll across the world stands at over 770,000 people. And in proof that the pandemic is far from over, New Zealand has gone from almost eliminating the pandemic in June to fighting a second wave of transmission. Dozens of new cases have been reported in the last week, pushing Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern to postpone the elections. Before I go, there are 2 bits of VIP news. Home Minister Amit Shah, who recovered from COVID-19 a few days ago, has now been admitted to AIIMS after he complained of fatigue and body ache. And Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw, the CEO of Biocon, an active stakeholder to find a vaccine for COVID-19, has tested positive. That's all for today. Thank you for your time.